how would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have the lawyer Matthew Fornaro, founder of Matthew Fornaro PA. So Matthew, tell us, what are the 5 steps to make your first million?
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Sure, Harry. Well, thanks for having me. Let's go with your 5 steps.
Pleasure.
So your first step is you have to have a written business plan. So if you don't have a written business plan, you don't have anything. So you have to have a written business plan in place that talks about your business, what it's going to do, where you're going to get funding from, how you're going to react, where you're going to go. Everything has to be in your written business plan before you can start anything. Second step would be to properly set up your business and have your governing documents. So that means that if you're a corporation, you have to incorporate, you have to have articles of incorporation, you have to have corporate bylaws. If you're an LLC, you have to have an operating agreement, and you have to have your various documents in place and make sure that you're properly registered. The third thing I would say to do is to make sure that you have your team of professionals with you who help you do things in your business. So that means you have an attorney like me who helps you. You have a accountant, you have a banker, you have a web person, whatever industry you're in, you have in people who are professionals in the industry who help you. Your fourth step would be, once you have all that in place, would be to execute on your business plan and execute on your governing documents and utilize your people that you have in your business. So it's actually to go out in business and to go do things. So you've done your startup period, you've done your staging, you've done your planning, you go out and do things. So that would be step 4. And that's a learning process, and that's a dynamic process that's ongoing. There's no one size fits all, and it changes as you're going on. So once you're doing, my 5th piece of advice to you is to constantly reevaluate, look at your situation, and adjust accordingly to whatever market trends there are, whatever you need to do to fix your business, whatever you need to change your business, whatever you need to do to enhance your business. And so that would be the 5th thing that I say. And if you do all that, that's on your way to your first million.
So Matthew, tell us, what is the difference, because one thing is to be an attorney, the other thing is to be an attorney and run a business. It's completely different hats that, and usually what we see is law practices all over the world, mainly, right? I always hear the attorneys, the lawyers says, okay, all my clients comes from referral, right? Which is, I think that this is an amazing clue that the service of the practice is amazing, because if you have referral, it means that people are happy with the service and then bring you more people. But when it comes to business, you have a lot of marketing strategies that can be implemented, where you can actually, if the main source of a business is referral, what I would say is that business is leaving a lot of money on the table, plenty, maybe 90%, because there are more things that can be done to attract more clients, to sell more clients, and to grow this business faster. So how has been your journey removing your hat from attorney and wearing the hat of an entrepreneur, which is can be challenging, because I don't doubt that you're an amazing attorney, an amazing lawyer, but running a business and growing a business is completely different ball game, right?
Yes, it is, Harry. It's a big step to go from, excuse me, being
That
a
no more of your colleagues want to take anyway.
correct.
They want to become part of the firm. They're going to become co-partners. But hey, running this thing, no, somebody else, right?
Correct. There's a big difference between being an attorney and just being an attorney, and being an attorney and also being an entrepreneur. So I used to just be an attorney, and I used to just focus on legal stuff, and I didn't have to worry about business development or anything associated with running a business. Then when I went out on my own, I had to not only do all the lawyer legal stuff, I had to
Learn, yeah.
do, various processes, trial and error, other things that I've done, how to run a business and be a successful business owner and entrepreneur in order to then facilitate me doing that as being an attorney. So two totally different things, two totally different mindsets, two
Very
totally
difficult, Matthew, to learn. No, you now want to tell me, Harry, learn how to be an attorney. I'm saying, no way, this is so difficult. I need to go to university to learn all this. So it's a big challenge. If I had to learn how to be an attorney now, so in the same way, this challenge that you're taking, because okay, you're an attorney, but now you need to learn all the things that involves being an entrepreneur, running a business, which is a lot of new things that you have to embrace, learn, apply, and some of them maybe you like them, some of them maybe you don't like them. But as entrepreneurs, we either we like it or not. We need to know about everything. After we can decide how many people if we're gonna employ people in the task that are better than us, or we're gonna do it ourselves. But we do need to have a general knowledge of everything that's or basic knowledge of marketing, basic knowledge of sales, basic knowledge of taxes, basic knowledge, especially you guys, you're an attorney, so everything has to
Mhm.
be clean and transparent and things like that. I mean, I'm not saying the other business, and they also have to be clean and transparent, but that also can affect your brand if somebody makes a mistake down the line that sometimes it's not even directly related to you. If somebody is doing the job, they did a bad job, it will have an impact on your reputation. So, how you handle it, learning things that you don't like to learn, but you know that you have to learn anyway.
Just go and do it. I mean, it's unpleasant. It's unpleasant having to learn things that you don't necessarily want to learn. It's not fun. It's not entertaining, but you have to do it. So just go ahead and do it. I mean, there's only so much procrastination you can do. Procrastination's not good. You know what you have to do, particularly if you're an entrepreneur. You know what knowledge and information and skills you have to go out and get, earn, and hone. So you just go and do it. I mean, like the old Nike shoes ad, just do it, just do it. Put everything aside and just go ahead and do the work that needs to be done. Plan it out so that way you're not just kind of jumping into or doing whatever, but put up together a plan and then execute on the plan.
How do you feel that when you're responsible that other people depend on you also, that it's not about, because when you're an attorney and you are on your own or you're working for a company, okay, you depend on only if you make a mistake, only you will be uh, liable for it because you're on your own. But now, when you have people that depend on you or depend on your business, that if something goes wrong, it's not only you who get affected. All the people that work in your organization, that they have families and whatever get affected also. So, how you feel with this having responsibility as an entrepreneur, not only for yourself but for other people in your organization? I think that this is the main drive to keep your life learning, even if you don't like the things. Yeah, the big
Yeah.
sense of
Well,
responsibility.
yeah. I mean, it's obviously more pressure on you
Absolutely.
to have to be accountable for more than just yourself. So that what's the whole entrepreneur business person mindset is that when you're going off on your own doing your own business, you're actually going to be more responsible to more people than just yourself. It's a lot harder to go run a business and do things than it is to just wait every 2 weeks and get a paycheck. So, as part of that, you try to be as pragmatic as possible. Again, you go back to the planning that I talked about, and you go back to the execution on the planning, and you try to follow through and make sure that you execute properly so that you have as few issues as possible. Issues are going to arise no matter how pragmatic you are. When they do, make sure that you skillfully and swiftly and correctly address them so that those issues are resolved so that you can go back to your primary task of running your business. So that's what I would say to do.
So, Mati, what is your message? I have a deep understanding in the industry of the law practice and the law firms, and it's my understanding that the general sense in the law practices is that we have a lot of attorneys running the business like lawyers, meaning they do only the basics things that they can do. That's why they're getting all the clients for referrals only. They do an excellent job, and they just hope and pray that the client's gonna be happy, but then the client will refer someone, and this is not your control. If the friend can come next day, or can come next year, or can come after the next 5 years, but they only rely on this source of referrals, because again they don't want to embrace what you have done, which is do whatever it takes and learn marketing strategy, learn advertising strategy, learn how to deal with the tax and to all the mechanics that the business that growing a business take. And but sometimes we find this resistance, especially between attorneys, between lawyers, that is, and it's not resistance, I understand. It's really hard to learn all these other things that comes in the package to run a business. It's a lot of little things I need to know about so many different topics. But as can create massive difference. I think that what we found, I live in United Kingdom, in London, what we found in the law firms there is just very few lawyers are running a business, for example, using AI, artificial intelligence tool to achieve productivity. There are very few using cloud computing, way to do the documents and the contracts faster, right? So we're finding all these law practices a lot of legacy, not only in terms of softwares and productivity tools, but also in terms of the people working in those institutions, that it's not that they don't want to change, it's that it's hard for them to change. After you have a way of working for 20 years, that you sit and you write the contract in the typewriter or in the computer, and you do it in your own way. And yeah, maybe it's going to take you 2 days or one day to 3 days to do it, but now embrace a new technology that after 1 hour you give the parameters and can lay out a spotless contract. And a lot of people in your industry are resistant to embrace the new technology. And the issue is that one that they are more willing to learn and they are more flexible to learn is the people that are the business are gonna succeed. On the other hand, we have some cases, some states in US has happened to come to my knowledge that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've been told that in order for you to run a law business, a law practice, you have to be a lawyer. But there are certain states already in the United States that have approved that you don't need to be a lawyer in order to law a law firm. And this, in my opinion, becomes for attorneys, lawyers, you running businesses, because now they're bringing entrepreneurs that, hey, they don't know anything about law, but you know what? They know a lot about marketing, they know a lot about sales, they know about how to run a business, they know how to employ the best minds and the best lawyers in the planet, they know how to run this structure. How do you think that these are things that is in all the states of the United States? But I'm aware that in some of them, they already allowing people that they are not lawyers to law run businesses. Do you think that this is fair?
Well, Harry, I know it's there's states that have allowed non-attorneys to actually own law firm. Let's say own as opposed to run. Okay, own
And
law
do you
firm.
think it's fair?
Look, if you're looking at a law firm as a business, is it fair? Yes, it's fair if you're looking at it as a business. If you're looking at it as an organization of professionals who provide a service, having someone who doesn't know how to provide that service at the head of the thing, that's not necessarily is a great thing. But I mean, it's a balancing between the two. So, like I was saying, there's very few states that allow that right now. And the trend, there's obviously the trend is they want to open it up and make sure that non-attorneys can own law firms in addition to running them. There's a lot of law firms that are, I'm in Florida, they're all attorney owned, but they have non-attorneys who actually run the business practice, that's commonplace with personal injury law firms and other volume law firms like that, like traffic law, criminal law practice, things like that. They have dedicated people who are non-attorneys doing their business development, running their business things. So that's already in place. Um, is it fair? I mean, look, if you're, like I said, if you're going to look at it as a business marketplace, obviously the best businesses are going to succeed and the non-best businesses are not going to succeed. So it doesn't matter if you're the best attorney in the world. If you're a terrible business person and you're out on your own and you don't have someone shielding you from the business and you have to go earn the business yourself or do something, you're not going to do too well. So it kind of weeds out non-entrepreneurs from the system and kind of makes people who, if you don't want to get into the business practice of law, then you can go work at a firm. It's fine. There's no problem. You just be an attorney. You don't do any business development or whatever. And then the people who want to do the business development can go do the business and work with non-attorneys if they want, or just work with attorneys to do the business development and to own the law firms.
Matthew, and then what is your view in terms of embracing new technologies and the issues that we have with legacy in the law firms? I understand that from the legal point of view, having a software, writing a contract, you guys be a little bit skeptic about this because contracts have to be very tight sometimes, especially specific type of contracts. But it's a way that AI, artificial intelligence, can help at least to write 80%, 90% of the contracts effectively and fast. And then the other 10% is when you guys put your touch. Or as an attorney, you still don't believe in these new technologies and embracing new, because that's the other thing as well when it comes to safety as well. The in terms of these softwares, this new technology, it comes also with which is if you get hacked or they get released, then also could firm. So what's your point in embracing new technologies, AI in particular, to increase the productivity in your business, and also this one and about the legacy as well, but because eventually I am moving forward, if everybody's using cloud, you guys cannot still keep using the hard drive on the computer. So what's your view in all this?
Well, I'm very pro technology
Oh, very good.
in my personal
Congratulations.
in
I
my
don't see
personal
that. I don't see this in the industry that often.
yeah, no, in my personal practice, I heavily use it in what I do.
Wow. Wow. The
So
first attorney that I hear that. Glad to hear.
yes, I love AI. I do a lot with AI.
Well done.
The thing with AI though is it is a tool to help you. It is not a replacement.
100%. Absolutely.
So the issue is that you have to be responsible for the AI. You have to oversee the AI. You're in charge of the AI and you're in charge of the work product of the AI. You can't just put it all in the AI's hands and hope that something great happens. So that's why I use a lot of AI in what I do. It's very useful. I've actually replaced human beings with AI in my practice, which has saved me
Wow.
money, increased my productivity. But at the same time, I understand that it is a tool to be used. It's not a replacement for work, it's a supplement for work.
Mm.
So there's a lot of attorneys who are kind of on the side of what you're talking about, where
Mhm. Loads.
they don't want to integrate
Most of
any
them.
they don't want to integrate any technology or do anything different, and they're scared of change. And then there's, I would say, where I am, and that this is the future, slash, not even the future, it's present, and you have to integrate it into your practice and use it responsibly, whatever. And then there's further to the other side, there's the other extreme where there's people who just brazenly use AI and just if
Mm.
something happens, it happens. If it doesn't, great. I'm just using AI. So I think where I am on the AI spectrum is the correct place to be. I always try to help other attorneys if they have questions about AI. I mean, I'm not like some AI cutting edge guru, but I
No,
know
but
how,
you're an entrepreneur and you have to embrace
but
that have
I, yeah,
a
but
lot
I
of,
effectively know how to use
yeah.
ChatGPT 4.0. I know how to use the AI that's with Westlaw. I know how to use the AI that's with various things like Adobe and other programs and how to integrate it all together to make it all work together to,
Wow,
put out a good
that's
product for you.
brilliant.
So yeah, so all about AI. I love AI, but like I said, I take responsibility for the AI and I don't let it take
100%.
place. I use it as a supplement, and that's how you should use it. It's never a replacement for human work. It's a supplement to human work.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, there is a debate as well. People make the statements, that, oh, I'm replacing for AI. I say, oh, you are, you removing employment from people to use it instead. But the point is the following: if you don't use the AI and you keep the people, maybe it's not gonna be a business to run for anybody. Then
Yeah,
everybody will lose a job because it collapses because your competitors are doing it, and
yeah.
eventually, which is, I think that the name of entrepreneur, what I think is that AI is not going to replace any job. However, the people that will have the jobs is that the people that know how to manage this AI, that know to use these AI tools to increase productivity. Like for example, if you have one employee that do a contract and takes 2 years, and you have another employee that because he's using ChatGPT and another tools can contract in 1 hour, well, you need to employ that person because it's more productive to you.
Mhm.
That person happens to know to use the tool of AI or whatever to be more productive. So AI is not taking jobs of anybody. What happened is gonna take the jobs that people that doesn't want to learn, doesn't want to embrace, doesn't want to test it, because eventually they will become obsolete. They will become less productive than other people that maybe they're not even better attorneys. However, they can produce more. And at the end of the day, we're running a business. And if we don't become productive, what happens is that maybe we don't have a business next year, and
Mhm.
everybody goes home. So we embrace it whatever it takes. So again, what's this? This is my personal opinion, but what is your personal opinion when we're talking about this? It's about AI and replacing the job of people. What do you think?
Well, I think, AI is going to change jobs for people. I mean, like I said, in my own practice, I've essentially eliminated one position because of AI in my organization.
Wow, that save a lot of money, huh?
Yeah. And it's because the AI does what the human does, but does it faster and respectfully better than the human could do it at a
Wow.
fraction of the cost. So that's an example of a true replacement of a person. However, I could replace that person with a person who knows how to use AI very well
Hmm.
and introduce in another and basically take one job and replace it with another job. So like what you were saying about, people who have to be proficient and prevalent in AI will be able to create new jobs. Yes. I mean, there's not going to be a world where AI overtakes everything and, it's a Terminator and, whatever. It's humans working with AI to make productivity as efficient as possible and to cut down on the actual workload of what people have to do.
Matthew, tell us a little bit more about your practice. Do you specialize? What do you help people with? Where are you based?
Sure. So I'm based in South Florida. My practice focuses on helping small and medium-sized businesses and startups and entrepreneurs with their legal issues, whether it's with like some of the contracts we talk about, some of the business documents we've been talking
Oh,
about.
yeah. Share
But
agreement, contract, and so on.
yeah, so we draft those, we revise those, we review those, and then the majority of what we do is litigation, which is when there's a dispute between two businesses or two people or a business and a person or whatever. and we resolve it via the legal process. So that's the majority of what we do. That's pretty much it. 24/7 is what we're doing, is litigation, and probably 10 to 15% transactional.
So, and then Matthew, how can find you? How this process work?
Sure. So I'm all over the internet and social media and hopefully everywhere. The easiest way to find me is just to go to my website, which is fornarolegal.com. So it's my last name, FORNAROLEGAL.com. And there you'll find, my phone number, my email address, all my contact information, X, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. It's all on there. I've got videos on there. I've got blogs. I've got white papers. I've got a whole bunch of information on there. So it's a pretty good resource for business owners and entrepreneurs.
So, what advice do you have for tech entrepreneurs that they are running the business and now they want to write the shareholder agreement? What advice do you have for them?
Make sure, if you can, hire an attorney to help you, because
Absolutely, right?
don't
There's
do
no
it
way that you
yourself.
can draft this yourself. You do need an
Yeah.
attorney for that, right?
Yeah, don't do it yourself. Don't pull something off the internet. Spend the money, invest in yourself and business, hire an attorney, and they'll help you do it.
I definitely agree with that, because this is you can protect your business and you can protect the entity of the investors as well, especially is those contracts when where the with the venture capitalists or angel investors, right? They provide the funds in exchange for shares participation in the company. All those contracts have to be done very clean and by help with a specialized attorney, because this is what is in order to do the things in the right way, correct?
That is Terry, yes.
Yeah. Well, Matthew, thank you so much for coming to the broadcast for this amazing interview. The last question is gonna be, what are your plans for this, and any plans to add more services, or you still want to specialize on this? Tell us a little bit about the future.
Yeah, I'm still going to focus on what I'm focusing on, what I just spoke about earlier. The plan is based on what we just talked about,
Mm.
is to continue to integrate technology and become more and more
Oh,
efficient.
wow, efficiency. Very good.
So I want to raise my efficiency and raise my technological prevalency. So those are my goals for 2025.
That's a great goal. That's a great goal. Embracing AI and become more productive. We actually looking at this in our own businesses, and we applying our new technology to it that we were doing before. So I think that this mission that you have is the same mission that is any entrepreneur that have there out there, the ones planned for the 2025, could be a great idea to look into the business to see how they can become more productive, how they can become more effective using AI, because at the end of the day, and AI is something that came in this year. Is that correct, Matthew?
Yeah, I mean it's been
It came.
around for yeah, it's been around for a while, but this was the year where it became really hot and really integrated into a lot of things.
Yeah, it became in a way that is the public domain can actually use it, because
Yeah.
ChatGPT. I remember. Do you remember how hard it was to write letters? English, not my first language, and sometimes write a letter, or it was takes like a day and make sure that everything is perfect. And now this thing is writing in less than 10 seconds. It's unbelievable, right?
Yeah, no, I totally agree, Harry.
Okay. So, Matthew, I congratulate you for being embracing AI. I'm very proud of you that you are an attorney, but also you are an entrepreneur, right? And you're
Yes.
happy to take on all the challenges that entrepreneurs are dealing with daily, right? Including the AI thing, which is something that has come, and it doesn't matter if you like tech, if you don't like tech, if you like software, if you are in business, you do need to have an understanding how the thing works, and you do need to start to learn how you can implement things there to become more productive because you are in business. And if somebody's gonna be telling me 17 years ago when I started my first business that I'm going to be doing podcasts, that I'm going to be dealing with AI, that I'm going to do a lot of things I do, I won't believe, but the business demand that this is what we have to do. Is that correct?
That's correct, Harry.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Matthew, for joining. And for all of you who are listening, see you in our next episode of Unstoppable, how brave entrepreneurs like Matthew break that wall, achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you, Harry.
Pleasure.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.